Greetings. My name is Michael Erlewine. This is a series of videos on esoteric astrology. And we're going to start by examining the astrological planets as they relate to the system of subtle internal energies called the chakras. It's a branch of esoteric astrology. Sometimes it's called occult or secret astrology. Esoteric astrology is by definition somewhat difficult to study. It's occult or hidden or secret, not because it is some deep, dark secret, and not because someone or some group is trying to keep it from us, but it's secret because it is by its very nature subtle and hard to grasp with the mind. It might be more helpful to say, as the Tibetan Buddhists do, that it is self-secret. In other words, it hides itself from us. We just can't seem to grasp it. And this knowledge is hidden or secreted in the one place that we might never think to look, and that is in plain sight. In other words, the secret heart of astrology, which we can call esoteric astrology, is hidden by the fact that it's so obvious, so present to us, so with us all the time, that we have no way to grasp it or keep it in mind. Although it is with us, and it is present all the time, our mind has trouble grasping or remembering, maintaining an awareness of it. We can't hold it. An example of something that is self-secret would be consciousness itself. Try using your consciousness to look at itself. Take a moment right now and look at who is reading this page. Who is that? If you'll try to actually look, you'll see what I mean. This subject, esoteric astrology, is by its very nature hard to grasp, and thus it is self-secret, which is what mind training or meditation techniques are all about. If you just tried the little experiment I mentioned above, you will have at least some idea of how difficult it is to point out the nature of the obvious, yet that's the task here. Although esoteric astrology of the type that I'm going to be discussing is very subtle, very hard to grasp, it's very much worth our efforts to understand it, and it has some very practical benefits. Let me rephrase this. Unlike our day-to-day world, in the realm of esoteric astrology, even the tiniest bit of increased vision, tiny bit of progress, can radically affect how we see things. What separates the initiate from the uninitiated may be only the width of a hair in terms of understanding. Yet this tiny difference could be all the difference in the world. It could be the difference between ignorance and vision. I'm going to talk about esoteric teachers for a moment. I've been studying astrology for almost 50 years. During that time, although I am considered quite technical by my fellow astrologers, actually my primary interest all this time has always been on esoteric astrology. What astrology means, refers to, or points to, and I have been fortunate enough to have very good teachers that instructed me in esoteric studies. It's totally to their credit that I am able to present any of this information here. In particular, I was trained for a number of years by a man named Andrew Gunn McIver, a traveling Rosicrucian initiator. He was born in Scotland and later settled in Canada and then came to the U.S. It was he who introduced me to some of the inner workings of shamanistic astrology, the esoteric or hidden side of astrology. There have been a number of other fine teachers that I've been lucky enough to meet in this world. One such teacher was a woman named Iotis Wilder, a Unity minister from Detroit. And in recent years, since the 1970s, I've been working with Tibetan psychological methods of mind practice, in particular with a high Tibetan Lama named Khenpo Katar Rinpoche. It was Khenpo Rinpoche who introduced me to the Eastern view of esoteric knowledge. I've made 2 pilgrimages to Tibet and China, and one of them was with my teacher. In these sections that will follow, I would like to share with you various esoteric ideas. Now, I'm not claiming to be any great expert in all of this, but I do have a sincere interest in the subject, and I'm happy to examine and discuss these ideas with others. My wish is that this discussion may be of benefit to viewers and to astrology in general.